Krishna Krishna. Text number 1114. After have database.com. Actually, Prahlad Nrsimha. He's the founder and webmaster for database.com. He's from Czech Republic. Yeah, a disciple. His disciple. He told us a story, his story. In Czech Republic, the doctors are very famous for corruption, taking money. Lawyers are worse, but the worst are the customs people. So one man goes to a doctor and says, "How long it take you to buy Audi?" And man says, "Oh, I can buy Audi in 3 months." Wow. He goes to a lawyer and says, "How long it take you to buy Audi?" He says, "Oh, I can buy Audi in 1 month." He goes to a customs guy and says, "How long it take you to buy Audi?" He says, "Well, maybe 5 years. She's so famous for taking corruption money." He says, "Yes, but Audi is a big company." It doesn't work to use the English side. Okay. So this is, you got it, 1114. If you haven't, you can just use your memory. Apanaha Sankritim. Database.io 1114, if you want to look it up. Ghoram Sankritim Ghoram Sankritim Ghoram Apana Sankritim Ghoram Apana Sankritim Ghoram Yanama Vivashogranam Yanama Vivashogranam Apana Sansritim Goram Yanama Vivashogranam Tata Sadyo Vimucheta Tata Sadyo Vimucheta Yad Vipeti Svayam Bhayam Yad Vipeti Svayam Bhayam. Okay, somebody hear the chant. Apnanam Sansritim Goram Yanama Vivashogranam Tata Sadyo Vimucheta Yadiveti Svayam Vayam Apana Sanskritam Goram Yanamo Vivashogranam Apana Sanskritam Ghoram Yanama Vivashogranam Tata Sadyo Vimucheta Yad Viveti Svayam Vayam Apanaha. Being entangled. Now we also have many people here who speak Spanish. También tiene bastante gente que habla español. So I expect by the end of this class, everybody will be bilingual. Y espera en la conclusión de esta clase, todo el mundo va a ser bilingüe. Okay. Siendo involucrado. Sangshatim in the hurdle of birth and death. En los desafíos de nacimiento y muerte. Goram, too complicated. Demasiado complicado. Yat, what? Ke, Nama, the absolute name. El nombre absoluto. Okay, what else we got here? Okay. Vivaha. Unconsciously. Inconsciente. Grenan. Chanting. Cantando. Well, Spanish is easy. No. Español es fácil. Facilitate. Español es fácil. And you have the English word facilitate. Okay. Tataha. From that. De esa. Sadyaha. At once. Inmediatamente. Vimucheta. Gets freedom. Obtiene libertad. Yat. That which. Loke. Bipeti. Fear. Abahas, you say miedo. Swayam. Personally. Personalmente. Bhayam. Fear itself. Miedo mismo. Apana Sangshatim Goram Yanama Vivashoghanan Tatasadyo Vimuchieta Yadbideti Swayam Bhayam. So this is the first chapter of the Bhagavatam. Okay. SOS, primero capítulo del Bhagavatam. And who's talking to who? You're Brahman, right? Fred there. Okay. Como Gaura Govinda Maharaj siempre está desafiando los devotos que tienen cuerdo sagrado. Ah, you have a sacred thread. Who's talking in the first canto? Yeah. Okay. Babu. Rishab David Das. Repundit Rishab David Das dice que los sabios del bosque de Naimisharanya está hablando con Sutta Goswami. Okay. And here they're asking for information about how to live, how to do things properly. Está preguntando cómo vivir apropiadamente. You know, what is the best sacrifice? ¿Cuál es el mejor sacrificio para ser feliz? Okay. If you want to get a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, what sacrifice do you have to do? Si quiere obtener una bachillera en ingeniería eléctrica, ¿cuál sacrificio tiene que hacer? Sí, tiene que ir a la universidad. Yeah. You have to go to college. Yeah. Yeah. And then you have to learn things, memorize things. And you can memorize cosas. Okay. See, if a young girl, 12 years old, wants to have a baby, then what does she have to do? To get married, which is a sacrifice. What's it called? ¿Cómo se llama sacrificio de? What do you call a marriage sacrifice in Sanskrit? How do you say marriage sacrifice in Sanskrit? Yeah, viva yagna. So everything. If you want to have a child, if you want to have a college degree, you have to do some sacrifice. Okay, yeah. Si quiere ser un niña, si un bebé, o quiere bebé, okay? Si quiere un bebé, quiere un diploma, universidad, tiene realizar sacrificio. So, entonces, los sabios de Naimisharanya preguntando, ¿cuál es el sacrificio actual They're actually asking them in the actual moment, what is the real sacrifice to do? Because they're doing fire sacrifices, swaha, swaha, está realizando sacrificios de fuego. But the only result is, the único resultado es that their bodies are turning black from the smoke. Que sus cuerpos se convirtiendo negro del humo. Okay, so no, it doesn't work in the Kali Yuga. No funciona. So then but they already know some of the answer. Actualmente conocen un poco de la respuesta. And here in this verse, they're glorifying, Krishna, and this is the sacrifice. This is the answer. Está glorificando en este texto Krishna. Esta es la respuesta. Okay. Translation: living beings. This is Sudha Shonaka Rishi. Shonaka Rishi. Yeah. Living beings who are entangled. What's the word here? Goram. Yeah. Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can't be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is fear by fear personified. So you can broadcast that. You can broadcast that on a big billboard. Put it up there. A lot of people will. No, this is very non-sectarian. Puede distribuir esta frase. Voy a traducir en español. Seres vivientes que está involucrado, enredado en los reacciones de nacimiento y muerte complicado, puede ser libre inmediatamente, aún por cantar, aún inconscientemente, los santos nombres de Krishna, quien es fear, de quien aún miedo personificado, tiene miedo de él. My Spanish is like you're Gujarati or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So podemos distribuir esta frase en un cartelero, al lado de la carretera, en todo el mundo va a ser feliz, porque no es algo sectario. Es que también los musulmanes, los cristianos, todos son de acuerdo. I think all the Muslims would agree with this, right? Yeah, no? Yeah, it's okay. All the Christians would agree with this. Yeah. And he's saying that people are involved and entangled. I don't know how to say the meshes. Yeah. People are entangled. Carlos, how do you say meshes? I don't think you know. Anybody know? Complicated meshes.
Redes.
Redes. Okay, Redes is networks. Okay. Meshes es un poco diferente. Es como cuando los the gears en una máquina está interactando uno con otro. Yeah. Okay, they're giving me the word network. Network is different than mesh. You see the different. You can see the problem Prabhupada faced in trying to translate. Puede ver el problema de Prabhupada traduciendo de Sanskrit a inglés. And there's another problem, which is that if you go from Sanskrit to English, right? Yeah, you have to adjust your vocabulary. De Sanskrit a inglés tiene que minimizar, ajustar, porque hay menos palabras religiosas en inglés que Sanskrit. There's less religious words in English than there are in Sanskrit. Yeah? But then when you go back to Spanish, you have a problem because Spanish is a more religious language. Cuando regresa a español, adelante. Hay más palabras religiosas. Yeah. Yes. How many people here know what the word chastity means? Raise your hand. Chastity. Okay. You don't know? Yeah. It means control of one's sexual activities, not engaging in these things like that. Okay. But in the palabra castidad. But in modern American English, you ask about most modern simple people on the street, they won't know what this word means. No, you have to go to work and ask the ladies at work, other ladies, what the word chastity means. They go, being chaste. Oh, she was a very chaste girl. Okay. Everybody was running after her. I'll see that. Yeah. It used to be, ahora la gente, idioma común, los Estados Unidos, hombre común no conoce esta palabra, ha desaparecido. But you look back in history, and in America, girls were named chastity, piety. It was in the girl's name. Anteriormente en los Estados Unidos era un nombre para una chica, castidad. Aún pienso que posible en el idioma español a veces. Sometimes in the Spanish language they still use words like that. So translating is a very difficult thing. It's difícil traducir. But another aspect is that we're all trying to translate. Todos nosotros estamos tratando de traducir because we all have to become preachers, right? Everybody has to preach. Todo el mundo tiene que predicar. Yari deke, tari koho, Krishna Upadesh, Amar Agnai, Guru Hoya, tari desh. I will now pronounce with Bengali accent. Yari deke, tari koho, Krishna Upadesh, Amar Agnai, Guru Hoya, tari desh. You have to have rocks in your mouth. Rocks, focus, okay. It's a very, 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 very famous phrase and very fundamental in what we're doing here. Es muy fundamental en nuestro proceso perspectivos. Yari deke. What does that mean? Huh? Yeah. It's the same in Hindi. Deke. Yeah, it's very similar. It's like Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese. It's all almost the same. Yeah. English and German. So whoever you see, cualquier persona quien vea, yari deke, tari koha, English, tari kaha, dice a él, okay, Krishna Upadesh. Las instrucciones de Krishna, Prabhupada específicamente comentando las instrucciones de Krishna en Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Amar Agnai. In mi orden, mi mandato, Amar Agnai, Guru Hoya. Se convierta Guru. Guru Hari, Amar Agnai, Guru Hari, Tare Desh. Avatar. Yeah. Avatara, Desh. Deliver this country. Deliver. Salvar este país. But Prabhupada also it's translated as deliver your circle. Salvar su círculo. Because all of us have a circle of contacts and people, and we can expand that. We can adjust that. Todos nosotros tenemos un círculo de contactos y podemos ajustar, podemos ampliar. Sí, okay. So this is Lord Chaitanya's order. This is the mandato, the Lord Chaitanya. We should all, learn Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, aprender Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Entonces we should communicate this to the people we meet. Comunicar la gente contando. And all of us have different things. Todos nosotros tenemos diferentes círculos. See, it's very natural. The ladies are associating more with ladies, and men are associating more with men. Children are associating more with children. Muchachos con muchachos, mujeres con mujeres, hombres con hombres. Yeah. And, scientific people con scientific people. Indians with Indians, okay. Musicians with musicians, músicos con músicos. And everybody has their jargon. Ahora es un mundo que su jargon. Let me see, say, it's a word for it in Spanish. Yeah. How do you say jargon, Carlos? Mitravinda. Jargon.
What is the word, Maharaj? What word, Maharaj?
Jargon. Divyavani was a professor there, so.
I don't know, sorry.
Es un idioma que es específica a una cultura. Palabras que utilizan ellos y no demás. Terminología.
Puede ser dialecto. Hay una palabra en español que es dialecto, que se usa para las lenguas aborígenes.
Okay. Terminología. Terminology is one thing. That's how it's described. Yeah. So musicians have their own terminology, right? Their own way of talking. Huh? Especially black jazz musicians. Músicos de jazz negros. No? It's like, yeah. So.
Jerga.
Okay. Jerga.
Jerga, Guru.
Herda. So when Bhattisudama Damodar Maharaj was, preaching in the scientific community, Bhattisudama Damodar Swami era predicando en el ambiente científico, my sannyas guru. So he was talking about the bound and unbound states of the spirit soul, the bound and unbound states of the spirit soul. And as I said, estado, I say, bound, capturado, alma. And these are, in chemistry, you talk about free radical oxygen and things like that, okay. And so they have their own way of talking about atoms and molecules, their own poetry, the su propria poesia. So, okay, then you have like a certain radical is attached and so on. Okay, so a chemist can understand, well, it seems like one thing, okay, but by the specific chemical process, yes, you know what you're doing, you can separate it. So, inmediatamente la gente está apreciando que Mars utilizando los términos donde un científico puede apreciar que hay un radical, una molécula muy apegado a una molécula más grande. Ellos conocen, aparece la misma, pero con un técnico bueno puede separarse, muy experto. So immediately they're understanding, well, yes, we seem to be the body, aparece que somos el cuerpo. Pero una persona con inteligencia puede separar la alma del cuerpo. An intelligent person can separate the soul from the body. So immediately they connect with it and understand the process. Oh, okay. Maybe yes, maybe the soul is different than the body. Quizás el alma es diferente del cuerpo. ¿No? Pero, okay, entonces, ¿cuál es el proceso? What is the process? Where is the laboratory? It's like a laboratory. Yeah. So this is a little bit of a translating here. Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death. Seres vivientes que está muy bien enredado en los redes complicado de nacimiento y muerte. Can immediately be freed from even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is fear personified. Esa es la primera vez que el nombre de santos nombres está mencionado, básicamente. The first time the holy names were mentioned in the discussion. Yeah. But they will be mentioned. Vamos a encontrar los santos nombres más y más. Pero Sri Chaitanya está haciendo mucho más prominente. But Lord Chaitanya made the holy name so prominent. Yeah, it's here. He pointed out the importance. That made it more easy for Kali Yuga. Se convierte más fácil para Kali Yuga. So, birth and death, right? Nacimiento y muerte. This occurs every day. We go to sleep. We wake up. Estamos durmiendo, levantando cada día, no? And when we wake up, it's like Lord Brahma, when he woke up, he's like the alarm clock went off, he woke up. The lotus flower. Es como el despertador está sonando, el señor Brahma está despertando. ¿Quién soy? ¿Qué tengo que hacer? So for ourselves in the first few moments, I mean, maybe not, maybe everybody here is self-realized soul. I don't know. Usually when I wake up, I'm a little confused, Quizás todo el mundo aquí está almost autorrealizado, pero yo cuando está despertando, tengo que preguntar quién soy, dónde está. As a sannyasi, Parivrajacacharya, como sannyasi Parivrajacacharya, viajando en todas partes, traveling all parts. When I would wake up, cuando estoy despertando, my intelligence was asking, inteligencia preguntando, on what continent are we? ¿En qué continente? Estamos en India, estamos en Sudamérica, are we in North America, South America, India? Okay, we're in India. Estamos en India. Segunda pregunta, ¿en qué país? Argentina, Peru. Next question, in what city? ¿Qué ciudad? Buenos Aires, Córdoba. Okay. And then next question was, where is the bathroom? ¿Dónde está el baño? One time we traveled from up in the mountains, where we were going. We were coming from, I think it was Cusco in Peru, and we had to come from the mountains. It's like 13,000 feet or something, down to Lima, change the airplane, and then go to Ecuador, Guayaquil. Estamos pasando de Cusco a Lima, Guayaquil, una vez. Okay. But when we got to Lima, the devotees, we met devotees coming in the airport, encontrando devotos llegando en otro avión. Estuvimos en tránsito. Y él, como se dice, él dice, no, ellos no conocen que usted está viniendo. They don't know you're coming. In Guayaquil. And now we call it the capital. So vamos a llamar. Okay, first panic. Okay. Then we finally arrived in Guayaquil. Hemos llegado en Guayaquil. Uno de los devotos por allá, okay, Mars, muy bienvenidos, very great welcome, but you're not going to stay here, no va a quedar. Estamos otro boleto. We're going to go, other tickets. We're going to go immediately to, what's it called, that nombre? Quito. ¿Qué es como, dónde está Yudhisthira? En Ecuador, las montañas. ¿Cómo se llama? Cochabamba. It's Cochabamba. Okay, vamos por Cochabamba. Pienso que sí. Okay, so changing everything, get my luggage, fly to Cochabamba. Then we landed there, and the devotees took us to their house. Estamos tierrizando. Vamos a la casa de Mangmar. And okay, we're disoriented, but now we're going to take our bath. Right? So, baño. Okay, so it says "see" on the thing, right? That means see.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Cold, right? On the water faucet in the shower. Yeah. You say "se" in Mangwar. But in Spanish, it means caliente, which is hot. You say caliente in Espanol. So I turned on the water, agua, and immediately, boiling water was hitting my chest, like, agua revivado dos 100 grados in the chest, like, ah! Okay, so otro país, otro ciudad, otro casa, another different house, different city, different thing. Okay, and then I went in. After the bath, después del baño, tenía sed de viajando mucho, had some thirst from being tired. But there was a bottle of water there, botella de agua. So I started to open up the water, right? It's into la agua. But it was carbonated water, right? And somebody had been shaking it. So inmediatamente está saliendo all this gas, saliendo, everything, all the water started shooting out. So then my mind began to panic. Panico, and my mind was looking at the bed like it was going to try and attack me. So every day, we're going through different changes. Something happens, you have some project you're doing, right? But something happens and you can't do it, and you have to change it. So we start different ideas, different plans. Estamos comenzando different ideas, different planes. Yeah? And then realmente es un cambio. And then we create one plan, está creando un plan, and it's changed by material nature, está cambiado por naturaleza material. So we start another plan to adjust that, otro plan para ajustar, and it becomes more and more and more complicated. Help. Oh, muscle. Oh, better. Okay. Okay. No onion. No garlic. Okay. No grains cooked by Carmes. Okay. No illicit sex. Yeah. So this is we're entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death. You see so many things. But muchas cosas complicado. But we're cutting them in good quantities. As soon as we're following the four principles, tan pronto como seguir los cuatro principios, immediately our entanglement in the material world is basically finished. Básicamente terminando nuestra involucrades en el mundo material. Yeah. And then if we chant Hare Krishna, cantando Hare Krishna, we can surpass everything. Superar todo, cantando Hare Krishna. Yeah. And it says to even unconsciously, inconsciente. Because somebody in America, los Estados Unidos, está golpeando su dedo principal con un marfil. If you're hitting your finger with a hammer, you usually say one of the three things. Uno de dos, de tres cosas. Two of them refer to the Muladhara chakra, which is your lowest chakra. The Muladhara chakra está involucrado con tres cosas: urinating, defecating, and copulating. And all these words are Latin, so they're all understandable in Spanish. Urinar, defecar, copular. But if you notice, there is a taboo word for each of those. Right? In English, urinating is, defecating is, and copulating. These are all taboo words. Probably in Hindi, you also have words you don't say publicly, like that, because they're very low functions. But that's, when you hit your hammer, some people say, or some people say, "Oh, God damn it," Ari Bhagavan. Yeah. So this is unconscious chanting, cantando inconscientemente. But what happens? You go, "Oh God!" You're liberated. It takes your consciousness away from that whole thing. Está liberado por cantando. So here it's talking about very, very basic results. Aquí está hablando de resultados muy, muy básicos, ¿no? De cantar los santos nombres. And, chanting the holy names very nicely, okay? But then the four principles, they fit together. The four principles are not spiritual. Los cuatro principios no son espiritual. They're more like Varna Ashram. I have a seed, tengo un semilla, okay? I can put it in the ground, and I can water it, hearing and chanting. It's Bhagavad Dharma, it grows. It's Dharma, Bhagavad Dharma. Creciendo con un poco agua, un semilla, creciendo. But Varna Ashram Dharma is putting a nice fence around it, particularly the proper sunlight, the proper water, all these kind of things. Varna Ashram is un cerca, agua correcta, esas cosas. So Varna Ashram is useful for developing Bhagavad Dharma. It's very essential. It's God's arrangement. Es una regla de Dios que Varna Ashram Dharma es aquí para ayudar nosotros crecer, to grow our little plant like that. But the first thing is liberation. Yeah, let me see. Say that. Six things Rupa Goswami says the results. First one is freedom from distress. Okay, and the second result is liberación es primero. Segundo es six things Rupa Goswami says that happen. First two happen in Bhakti and Sadhana Bhakti. Freedom from distress, and then everything becomes harmonious. Not only is your work no longer, what's the word, like a source of distress, but now it's nice. It's harmonious. You're integrating with people. Things are nice. You feel progressive about it. Your family starts to be harmonious. Chetodarpana marjanam, bhavamaha devagninirvapanam, Shreya koirava chandrika pitaranam. The white lotus of good fortune happens like that. So they're different. Here he's just talking about solamente está hablando de liberación de miedo, fear, these problems like that. But go on chanting, and then everything starts to become auspicious. But don't stop there. No pare. En la auspiciedad material. You start to get spiritual understanding, knowledge about things. We can see the modes acting. We can understand people's nature. We can see how people respond to the holy name. Podemos ver cómo la gente está respondiendo al conocimiento trascendental. One time I was preaching, and there were three boys in a car. When I was predicando, I chased muchachos and coaching. And I was preaching, and they were all friends. And so, muchos años, amigos, for many years they were friends. And when I was preaching, they responded differently, respondiendo diferente. Uno era completamente molestado, was completely molested. Other person was neutral. The third person was attracted. And era una sorpresa for ellos, was a surprise for them. Porque está viviendo juntos desde su juventud. Since their youth, they're always living together. And misma cosas, they like the same things, didn't like, les gusta. But when it came to the stimulation of the soul, llegando a la estima de alma, then they all reacted differently. So we begin to acquire transcendental knowledge about people and about things. Yeah. And now it's about to be Baba Bhakti. Está convirtiendo, apreciando la kirtan. So, the sages está comenzando con liberación. The sages are starting with liberation. This is simple. Bhagavatam begins where the Bhagavad Gita finishes. Bhagavatam comenzando, no terminar. Bhagavad Gita. But there's many more things, mucho más. And these will be explained later in the Bhagavatam, and Lord Chaitanya especially manifests this, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Rupa Goswami and Bhakti-Rasamrita Sindhu, more scientifically extract. Una extracción. So vamos a encontrar más detalles de los santos nombres en el Bhagavatam, y después en Chaitanya Charitamrita, y después en Rupa Goswami, donde hay el resumen concentrado. So some few ideas, unas ideas. So some commentaries, questions, complaints. Okay, Nitisar Das, tenía una pregunta.
This concept of Krishna being feared by fear personified.
Yes, está hablando del concepto de Krishna, no, que Krishna, well, that's hard to say grammatically, que la miedo personificado tiene miedo de Krishna.
I was wondering if you could tell the joke.
Hey, can you tell a joke? Okay, we'll do this. Usted está hablando de un hombre que está corriendo con miedo. Okay, there was one man by the road. Okay, and he saw people running down the road. Un hombre al lado de la calle y ve mucha gente corriendo rápido. Yeah. And he's asking all the people, why are you running? Why are you running? He said, oh, because, death personified is coming. Porque la muerte personificado viene, And entonces, then the man was looking, mirando, and then came death personified. Entonces viene muerte personificado. But he was also running. También está corriendo. So the man asked him, well, why are you running? ¿Por qué está corriendo usted? He said, porque viene Krishna. He said, oh my God, So you see, the Krishna is coming like that, So the man's looking, and then comes this little boy, and muchacho pequeño con pala, with a stick, he's running, but he's running also. So the man asks him, también este muchacho está corriendo muy rápido, también con miedo. So he asked him, why are you running? Porque está corriendo usted. He said, because Mother Yashoda is coming. Yashoda. It's one tough woman. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, breakfast. Any questions about it? We can talk about preguntas acerca de cualquier cosa. I'll get next shot. Who's here? Okay, Shabdev Das tiene una pregunta.
Krishna's needs unconsciously. So, do they attain like Namabhas or like on this, like they are like on the way of the.
Okay.
How far are they?
Está preguntando si la gente está cantando inconsciente. Ese es Namabhas o no. ¿Qué es Namabhas? Because Namabhas means they're indicating something else by chanting. So they're not praying to Krishna or anything else like that. They're actually desirous of distress. Está deseando alivio de sufrimiento. So their intention is something else. And so the relationship is indirect. Yeah. No, eso no voy a actuar. Es como antes de levantar el sol, hay luz. Before the sun comes up, there's light. Yeah. And all the thieves start, going, and all the snakes and everything else. So, las drones y serpientes. Desapareció. Yeah. Namabhas. Yeah. We have. Oh.
One of the famous Hindi movie made.
Classic. Harinama?
Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, dice que en India en película bien famosa se llama Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.
So we really have a song.
Oh.
So because it is mocking us.
Oh, sí.
One of us.
Yeah. It was very old movie. Yeah, it was a very long time ago. Hace muchos años un director hacía esa película, como se dice, burlando, but also sobre blasphemy. Hablando que los monos rojos, que los devotos son monos rojos, no observando los devotos occidentales con drogas y bailando y cantando. I mean, devotees are being harassed because of that, Western devotees. Donde están los devotos occidentales después de película. Y durante la época de Prabhupada, it was during Prabhupada's time. Yeah.
So what those actors
Yeah. ¿Qué pasa con los actores que es cantando esas cosas? Yeah. But then the producer, he actually found out more about ISKCON. He met Prabhupada. Después el productor está encontrando más de ISKCON, hablando con Prabhupada. And he was very ashamed and muy vergonzado, And Prabhupada said, yes, you have done a very bad thing like that, so on, And hizo cosa muy mal. And then he tried to produce another documentary with the truth. Después tratando de hacer otro documental con la verdad. But it didn't become as popular because, so tan popular. Because the mundo material is hecho de mosques, because the material world is made of flies. And flies like mucus. One time I was by the side of the road in the country waiting for the bus, una vez al lado de la carretera esperando un bus in India, rústico. And I noticed there was tea stall. There was some sugar on the ground, and there was some mucus on the ground. And all the ants were just fighting to get the sugar, and all the flies were fighting to get the mucus. Todos sus hormigas luchando para azúcar, todos esos, bosques para muco. Everybody's taste. That's the point. Everybody's different. Todo el mundo está diferente. So different person. Yadacha no sé go. No. Yada. What's the word? Yam vapi. Yam vapi smaram bhavan tyajatiyante kalevna. Whatever kind of consciousness you have, that will take you to your next body. The next thing you do. So, cualquier conciencia que tiene va a llevarse al próximo cuerpo. So those actors and people, some have different things. Like in the Battle of Kurukshetra, Batalla de Kurukshetra, different personas tenían different relación con Krishna. All the soldiers there got Swarupa Mukti, todos los soldados, but la mayoría, most of them like that. Because they were just there because it was their duty to fight. They're following their king, they're following this and that. They're there. But they were appreciating, because of their dharma, how Krishna and Arjuna were fighting. Diciendo que Arjuna y Krishna está luchando, que they're very brave, they're very generous, they're very, daring, and todas esas cualidades. So they were meditating on the form of Krishna and Arjuna, and when they died, they got Swarup Mukti. So no se muere, se convierte a Swarup Mukti. So the actors in the film, los actores en la película, depends on their consciousness of what they were doing, su conciencia. But however you come in contact with the holy names, there's always some result. En cualquier modo que encontracto los santos nombres, hay un resultado. Okay, now Nitisar.
I had this question about Robert Williams with Christians too.
Oh.
And I was thinking, you kind of answered it, but still, is it better to at least say the holy names or acknowledge the devotees than to just be completely personal?
Los que comentaron, me dice que otras personas como Robin Williams están burlando de los devotos, que esto es mejor decir algo mal que algo que nada. In the gospel according to, what's the word? The very last one. What's it called in the Bible? ¿Cuál es la última libro de la Biblia? Papa preguntando de ustedes. ¿No son católicos ustedes? Van al infierno. What's it called? Apocalypse. Apocalypsia, the last book. You know? So the angel comes to one man, el ángel viene a un hombre y dice, before you were a great devotee, antes usted era un gran devoto, but now you're no longer a great devotee. Now ya no está un gran devoto en el templo, the pujari in the temple, and everything else. You know? Now you're not, but neither you tampoco are you a great demon instead of grand demonio. Now you're not a big devotee or a great demon, either one. You know? You are lukewarm like the spew from my mouth. Usted está tibio como la espuma de mi boca, agua de mi boca. You know? This is it. So he's saying, be one or the other. Be, you know, don't minimize God. No minimizar Dios. Amigo de Dios or amigo de Dios. Friend of God or enemy of God, but just don't make it marginal. Yeah, the people in India, people I know in India, they say that when the Muslims came, they were opposed to Hinduism and things like that. You know? Los musulmanes son muy fanáticos opuestos a Hinduism. The British just marginalized it. I think it's business, acting properly. You know. Los ingleses está marginalizando. Yeah, it was worse. Yeah, it was worse than the Muslim, because the Muslims were at least taking religion to be important. Musulmanes are importante. Yeah. Okay. We have in the chat here. We have 16 people here. Who are they? There's Ishvari Radha Devi Dasi in Peru, Arjuna Das in Argentina, Sasaki Devi Dasi in Mexico, although she's Peruvian, Carlos Roll in Chile, Chamratma Dasa Palika Devi Dasi and Parvati, he's in charge of the BBT in Peru, Gora Karuna Shakti Devi Dasi Gopi Radha, Gracias, which is Maite in Peru, in Spain, Guru Govinda, she's a lawyer, Chile, Alita Gopi, Mexico, she's a professor of sociology. She was voted most popular professor by the students, the second biggest university in Mexico. Travinda Devi Dasi, Rosa Elena Kanchukaha, Sebastian Ladete, I don't know, Yashoda Devi Dasi, her father is a lawyer, like that. And there are 8 chats. And the chats say, okay. Sugopi Radha talks about the sacrifice of sleep. Okay, Vivaha Yagna. And it says Shubhada. Shubhada. What does Shubhada mean? Yeah, Subhada. Okay. And then Rosa Elena Kanchakuha says, my salutes, Swami Maharaj. Thank you very much for these classes. Mr. Vinda says, when I chant my rounds in an inattentive way, this maybe means unconscious chanting. Yes. What is the 10th offense? Yeah, maintain material attachments, chant unconsciously. And Prabhupada says if we avoid this offense automatically, we'll avoid all the others. Because you just become conscious, everything else just will be distasteful. Yeah. Apocalypsis. The Professor Liz Gopi says she works in the university, so probably she knows what apocalypse is. Okay. So then we want to say thank you to everybody. But before we go, we're going to share our television. How do you do this? Okay. Everybody can turn on your cameras if you want to. Yeah. Don't be shy. No sea timida. Everybody.
Gracias, Gurudev. Hare Krishna.
Muchas gracias. Prasad, Maharaj.
Gracias, Maharaj.
Same talking, okay. Yes, okay. Who's it? Carlos Roll, Mr. Venda. Okay. Buenas gracias, canta Hare Krishna y sé feliz.
Thank you very much, Gurudev. Reverencias, Gurudev.